We got the blinking drive light. Not a good thing. Got to figure out what it is. A quick scan will give you the code P0843, which is for the second clutch switch. Here's the part number for the switch for the second clutch oil pressure. Switch looks like this. It's on top of the transmission, so you need to remove the air cleaner and the base for the air cleaner to get down to where it is. I gotta undo the screw here. I leave that hooked on, undo the wire from here and here, and replace this right out of the way. Now's a good time to check your air cleaner. And this one's kind of dirty. We'll probably replace it too. Got a bolt here and a bolt down there, 10 millimeter. And that's just stud you gotta pry it off of. That rubber piece didn't slide off the right way, so we'll pull it off later, reset it, and that hose or the pipe needs to be disconnected from the air cleaner base. This you just pry off with your fingers. You'll get it disconnected, just kind of slips on. Okay, the air cleaner's out of the way, and the switch we need to get to is on the blue plug right here. If I could show you where it is, it's screwing in right through that little gap right there. So not bad to get to. You've got to unplug the blue plug and then put a socket on it and disconnect it. Here is the plug disconnected. There is the tab where my thumb is. You got to push down on here. It could get a little stuck sometimes, but push down on it and give it a good wiggle. It will come off. I got big hands and I'm still able to do it relatively easy. The socket you need is a 22 millimeter. This is the Honda switch and it has a little cover on it. Be sure to remove the cover, otherwise you'll never get the plug on. It's not too tight. There's the offending switch. The new one does not come with a seal, unfortunately. I did not know that. So I am going to reuse the old one. Carefully unscrew it and clean it up a little bit. Okay. It's hard to see the hole. You got your head down low on the fender. I reach in first to get it started, mostly by feel. And come on. There it goes. Run it in till the bottom comes out, and I'll tighten it up. I do not know the torque spec. Just going to do it by feel. It's not ridiculously tight, but make it pretty snug. That should be good. And I'll plug it in. You going? Mm-hmm. All right. We'll line up the plug until it gets a nice solid click. Listen for the click. Click. That's good. Got my rubber that was supposed to slide off. Did not slide off, so we'll pry it off. Put that on the air cleaner. Look to get the pipe on the bottom first. Come on. There we go. That's going to push down. And you put your bolts back in. Now's a good time to change the transmission fluid too. Drain plug is right there. The square drive of a 3/8 ratchet fits right in. And then clean the magnet off. See how much junk is stuck on this. There's a magnet on the end. See how much stuff is on here. I've changed the transmission fluid in this car a few times before. It's got like 120,000 miles on it, but it's definitely due for another service. Clean it up, let it drain, and then put it back in. There is a washer on here. It's supposed to be a one-time use. I think I have one. I'll replace it. If not, sometimes I'll reuse them. I'll just put a little bit of sealant on here, tiny, tiny bit, and then put it back in and tighten it up. Let it drip. This has been going probably for about a half hour. That'll be good enough. Put the plug back in, tighten it up, and fill it up with fluid. Well, how much fluid do I put in? Well, how much did you take out? Measure it. That's what I always do. Even if you don't know how much is supposed to go back in, well, get an old jug, one with graduations on it, preferably. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. And put in what came out. I had a little bit over 3 quarts come out of it. So that's what I'm going to put back in for starts. Only use the Honda fluid. I wouldn't recommend putting anything else but this in. Okay, the transmission's all filled back up. I used the scan tool to reset the check engine light and out for a test drive. Drove much differently, could feel better shifts. And I saw my little friend. Black Stumpy, my favorite squirrel. Look at him go.